Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Siege StarCraft once again, bringing another high-quality Siege StarCraft presentation for Force Strategy Gaming. Now, the first thing you'll notice is the game speed is set to faster. I haven't made the same complete balls up I did last time and have it on the regular, normal speed, as it were. And we're going to have today a PvP matchup. Now, our blue player is empty. He is over here in the bottom left corner of Typhon Peaks, and in the bottom right corner, his opponent, the green Protoss, is a guy called Stripe. Now, neither of these guys you will have seen at all, really. Certainly, they've never really played at a professional level. You won't have seen them at any sort of big-scale tournament or anything like that. Stripe is was a 3.1k Masters player. His opponent, Empty, was a 3.2k Masters player. And so they both know what they're doing. I mean, it does take quite a bit of skill and a lot of time and effort to get right the way to that sort of 3 and a bit thousand point level. Certainly there are a lot of people out there that cannot say they're anywhere near that and are still just good players. So these guys really want to hammer that home. They know what they're doing. Looking at the APM meters, just warming up now, both players around that sort of 100 APM mark. And not necessarily the sign of a good player. A lot of players don't just hammer and smash buttons. They, just warm up their hands a bit and then save the APM for when they actually need it. Now, the reason I am bringing you this game rather than some of the usual professional quality StarCraft 2 matches that we see is because I have recently started taking coaching lessons from Empty. Now, he's not actually charging me for lessons. He does charge. It is $15 US per lesson. And if you look down at my overlay now, you'll see it has just changed to his contact details. So if you want to find him in-game, you can see him on the EU server at Empty. His character code is 460. On the US server, you can find him as well. His character code there is 972, and that's Nashek. I'm not entirely sure if that's the way to pronounce it. And you can get in touch with him by email as well, should you wish to, at emptywalls90@gmail.com. So both players doing a little bit of scouting now. You see Empty just flying around here with a probe. Over here we have a Zealot versus probe action. So Stripe going to be running away from those, and Empty getting a good bit of scouting information. Now he will have a bit of trouble with this stalker. In fact, 2 stalkers queued up. Might have been a mistake. And you can see that second one just cancelled off. Warpgate technology booted out as well. And as soon as that stalker comes out, this sentry probe needs to get the hell out of there. Now the Zealot of Empty chasing this probe of Stripe well out of his base. Just going to probably do the old loop around. No, actually just keeps going and keeps on running. Over here in base Empty, we see how 2 warp gates up, and they are producing a couple of Zealots. So Empty going for that Zealot heavy force to begin with. Assimilator's only just finished, so it was a little bit late. Now notice there's no cybernetics cooldown, no warp gate research. Is a little bit behind on those at the moment. Now, a little bit of background as well for this game. Ooh, slight supply block moment there for our green Protoss player. And in fact is not actually producing another pylon at the moment, so he really does need to be doing that. But I was going to say a little bit of background information. This is game 3 in the series. It is currently 1-1 apiece, and the tournament that this was taken from was the polarfluke.co.za tournament, which was called Easter in Ire. Now over here we have a Zealot and a probe versus a stalker. That stalker's having to micro back a little bit. 3 Zealots though will make that 1 Zealot now of Empty heading up into the main. We'll see what's going on. It's trying to attack that stalker. Over here though, the extra Zealots of Empty are still running after this stalker. Now it takes quite a bit to get a stalker with a Zealot, and ooh, he's actually doing a good job here. Got to be careful though. Now Zealots, they run a lot slower than stalkers, obviously are melee, but there's 3 of them now in the probe line. Let's look at the, if I've got this right one. No, that's units lost. There is a way of just bringing up the workers lost. You have to look that one up as this action is going on now. We have more stalkers of Stripe still going after these Zealots. And let's see if we can find it. Unit killed. Control R. Hey, there we go. Workers killed. 3 workers killed now for Empty. Now he's still doing a good job with those zealots, but the last one is about to be taken out by a superior force of Stripe, who's currently at 32 food to 27. So meanwhile, after all of that has finished, Empty has got his robotics bay up. He should be getting a... Yes, he is going for an Immortal to try and deal with those Stalkers. And he's got, obviously, these 2 gateways as well, still pumping just Zealots from those. Stripe is moving out now with 3 Zealots and 2 Stalkers. We'll probably try and get down a forward pylon with that probe, but the probe is just deciding to maybe just go back home. And a Nexus is going there for Stripes. He's looking to expand a lot earlier than Empty. Empty has a sentry up as well, so should be able to force field that ramp and stop any really quick aggression after that attack. So a counter attack, as it were, from Stripe. Now we have the first Immortal out. We'll be getting an Observer next, perhaps, and that's certainly what I would do playing Protoss, because I get a bit antsy when I can't see what's going on. I get a little bit nervous, and I can't play nervous. So normally I would get a Observer straight after that. Instead, Empty going for a second Immortal. Got another sentry on the way as well to help force field ramp, but here comes those Stalkers. First Stalker going up, meets some Zealots, and nothing really happens there. Just backs out, pulls back a little, going, oh, I don't really want to take too much damage. We don't yet have a forward pylon. There is one that's slightly forward there. You can warp in on the low ground and just have a smaller run up here, I guess. Twilight Council, though, going down for Stripes. So let's see if we can see that. Just hidden there at the back of his base. I imagine we shall be seeing some Blink Stalkerage from there. Here comes that Stalker though, and ooh, a little bit of damage just to the shields now on the Zealot and the Stalker itself. And I love this sort of cat and mouse. Whoa, it takes a lot of damage there. Those Immortals got a shot off. You can see its shields absolutely get shredded. Now we have a forward pylon just north of here, outside the base of Empty. And once again, I thought we were going to have a little poke at that Stalker. No, sending the one in that's got full shields. And just to see roughly what's going on from our opponent's point of view. Supplies now are equal. Let's have a quick check at the APM again. And both players around that sort of 100. Oh, Empty just chilling out on 36 at the moment. Once more, we have a forward pylon going back. This time it's halfway across the map. It's always good to have more than one in case your opponent somehow is taking it out. But we have a warp prism on the way for Empty. Stalker pushing up the ramp there. Zealots moving out to face it. And I thought for a second that Stripe was going to push a little bit harder than that, but did pull back. Now we have a Forge going down, as well as Blink coming out from that Twilight Council for Stripe, our green Protoss player. I am very interested to see what's going to go on with this Warp Prism. I doubt we'll be seeing the Immortal drop. These guys, he's going to need them here to take on these Stalkers of our green Protoss player. And here comes a Stalker, in fact, goes up, and whoa, huge damage there. One Stalker moves down, just pulling that force of Stripe forward a little bit. Now, what is he going to pick up? He picks up 3 Zealots. Will we pick up more? Yes, so 4 Zealots in that Warp Prism. And that is on the way out now. That has not been spotted at all by Stripe, our green Protoss player. I'll be watching that on the minimap. A Stripe going really for a contain here. Does pull back, so he sees... Ooh, no, that was an Observer. I did see a blue dot on the minimap. I wondered what was going on. But here comes that Warp Prism moving out now. Now, Stripes clearly thought, you know, this is taking too long. I can't really reliably break in here. So I'm going to have to do something and pull back. But here come these Zealots. We have a Zealot being walked into. In fact, a Zealot and a Stalker being walked into the mirror line. But now we have 4 Zealots going straight in there. And some more being walked in for Empty. So he has 7 Zealots in that mineral line. All those probes pulled off. Now Stalkers being taken out by the Zealots of Empty. We should be seeing another round of units being walked in. But while all of this is going on, the probes are being chased. Empty is coming out of his main base with a big force of Immortals, Zealots, and a few Stalkers as well. The Warp Prism does get taken out. Stripe is attacking... Well, Stripe was attacking his own gateway. That was not a good move there. It's got to be a misclick. And those final few Zealots of Empty are being taken out. The last one goes down. Let's go back to that. We have 7 workers killed now. So the economy of Stripe is going to be faltering. Empty is pushing out and reinforcing with these forward pylons. Now, he has unfortunately missed a pylon of Stripe. So Stripe could still warp units in behind Empty's forces and try and get himself back into the game that way. +1 weapons has just finished now for Stripe as well. So Empty, although he has a better unit composition, could be in some serious trouble. But look at how quickly those Stalkers go down to these Zealots. Great force fields as well, blocking a load of those Zealots off. And now the Sentry Immortal Zealot force with a few Stalkers doing great DPS here. Army sizes now are equal, and there's only a few more Stalkers now for our green Protoss player Stripe. Empty should be able to take out the rest of this. And again, more force fields going there, trapping a lot of these Zealots of Stripe well in the background. Stripe not particularly microing these too well. Is managing to back off actually is Empty, and once again taking out these stalkers. They take tremendous damage, and we have just 1 or 2 zealots in the mineral line still trying to take out workers. We are now up to 12 workers killed, and Empty is doing really well with this push. The Immortal takes a bit too much damage. They need to be microed back a little bit more. That's why he just needs a few more APM there. Now taking out these zealots, and Stripe is not looking good. 34 food now to 46. More Immortals on the way for Empty. No more gateway units coming in, but as I say that, here come 3 more zealots right up here into the battle lines, taking out almost all of those folks, and the last one does go down, so down that is 22 workers defeated, and they are 25 food to 52. Stripe is not looking like he's in a very good position here at all. Empty is absolutely ripping through this force. Now he's moving up, getting a pylon down here. Now it's close enough he can walk in on the high ground. So if he gets that observer up there, he can walk right in on the base of, the inside of the base of Stripe, I should say. Now Stripe trying to force out that ramp. He only has 2 sentries at the moment. Let's take a quick look at the units tab. Yes, he only has 2 sentries and 3 zealots. So he can get 1 more force field off should he wish to try and just hold back this force of Empty. At the moment though, Empty is going slightly all in with this, has plenty of minerals left that he can use. That will obviously drop quite quickly once his warp gates come up, and there we go, 3 zealots coming in on that high ground. Stalker, Zealot, and Mortal Sentry charging up the ramp, dealing with the very small force now of Stripe, and Stripe with the GGWP does bow out quite gracefully. And that was game 3 in the series. Empty went on from game 1's Swiss round stages to go into game 2, where he did unfortunately get eliminated relatively quickly by a very competent Terran player. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed as well seeing maybe someone that you've not seen before, and if you are someone like me that needs a bit of help just getting a little bit better, maybe thinking about the game different ways, or just finding out ways to just tweak some of your build orders perhaps, get in touch with Empty. His lessons are relatively cheap. His only condition is that you have a microphone so you can talk to him and have Skype. So anyway guys, thanks very much for watching that. Force, once again, thank you very much for allowing me to post my things on your channel. You're helping me out a lot here. And again, just a huge thanks for watching. This is Siege, signing off.